You're being betrayed, right this moment, not by someone outside, but by something inside you that's operating without permission, your own energy. And the worst part? You don't even know it's happening. It doesn't matter how many manifestation techniques you use, how many affirmations you repeat, how many visualizations you do. If your energy is working against you, you'll never get anywhere. Here's the truth nobody tells you. The problem isn't that you don't know how to manifest. The problem is that something much deeper is happening, something that destroys everything before you even try to create. There's a signal being transmitted that you don't control. Your perception is being filtered before it reaches you. An old identity, installed years ago, is running your life on autopilot. And worse, you're at war with yourself energetically, canceling your own creations. 4 forms of internal sabotage happening right now 24 hours a day, and you're the last person to notice. This video won't teach you techniques, won't give you another ritual to do. It'll show you how your energy is operating against you, so you finally understand why nothing changes. Because until you see the problem, you can't solve it. And by the end of this video, you'll understand why you are the problem, but not in the way you think. Let's start with the most obvious sabotage, and then we'll go deeper and deeper until we reach the core of what's really keeping you stuck. Your body isn't passive. It's not just existing in space, taking up room, breathing. Your body is an active electromagnetic transmitter, operating 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And right now, as you watch this video, every cell in your body is emitting a measurable electrical frequency. This isn't spiritual metaphor, it's biophysics. Every thought, every emotion, every memory stored in your nervous system generates a unique electrical pattern. Neurons fire in patterns. Cells respond with voltage. And this entire electrical system creates a field around you that constantly interacts with the environment. You are, literally, an antenna broadcasting frequencies to the world around you. But here's the problem nobody told you. You don't control what you're transmitting. Think about it for a second. You wake up in the morning, look in the mirror, declare your intentions. Today I want abundance. Today I want success. Today I want love. Your conscious mind is crystal clear. Your intentions are clear. But the signal your body is transmitting? Completely different. Consciously you want X. Unconsciously your body transmits Y. And the quantum field around you doesn't respond to what you think. It responds to what you transmit. Let me be more specific. Say you want to attract financial abundance. You visualize, affirm, feel gratitude, do everything right at the mental level. But your nervous system, the one that was programmed years ago when you saw your parents fighting over money, when you felt the tension of unpaid bills, when you absorbed the belief that money brings trouble, that nervous system encoded an equation in your body: abundance, danger. So what happens? Your conscious mind transmits, I want wealth. But your body, operating on subconscious autopilot, transmits, wealth isn't safe. Keep your distance. And which signal is stronger? The subconscious. Always. Why? Because energetic transmission isn't conscious. It's automatic. It doesn't come from your thoughts, it comes from your state. And state isn't what you think about yourself. State is the sum of all emotional programming stored in your body. It's cellular memory. It's neural patterns that fire without permission. It's every experience your nervous system recorded and turned into automatic response. You might be thinking, but I really want this. I feel like I want it. I believe you. But wanting consciously and transmitting unconsciously are 2 completely different things. Here's what really happens in the field around you. When you walk into a room, people pick up your energy before you even speak. It's not mystical intuition. It's nonverbal communication operating in layers that consciousness doesn't process. Facial micro-expressions that last milliseconds. Body posture that reveals internal tension. Tone of voice that carries emotional frequency. All of this transmitting your real state, not your intentions. And people respond accordingly. If you're transmitting scarcity, even though you're smiling, wearing expensive clothes, speaking with confidence. The underlying energetic signal is saying, I'm not enough. Result? Opportunities pull away, people pull away. Not because you're not good enough, but because the signal you're transmitting says, I'm not ready, I don't deserve it, it's not safe. And the environment, people, situations, opportunities, respond to the transmitted signal, not to what you want to transmit, not to what you think you're transmitting, to what you're actually transmitting, at the subconscious, automatic, electromagnetic level. That's why you can be doing everything right. Manifestation techniques, daily affirmations, powerful visualization, and still nothing changes. Because the root signal, the base frequency your body transmits 24/7, is saying the opposite of what your mind wants. You're repelling exactly what you consciously desire, and you don't even know it. That's the first form of betrayal. Your body is transmitting against you. But that's just the surface. What comes next is even deeper. Because it's not just about what you're transmitting, it's about what you can see. Or better, what your energy is hiding from you. Now let's go deeper. Because the problem isn't just the signal you're transmitting, it's what you're seeing. Or better, what you're not seeing. Your energy field doesn't just transmit frequencies outward, it filters what comes in. And that filter is operating right now, deciding what reaches your consciousness and what gets blocked. You don't see reality as it is. You see reality filtered through your energetic state. Think you're seeing everything? You're only seeing what your frequency allows through. The rest, invisible. Let me explain how this works in your brain. There's a system called the RAS, Reticular Activating System. It's a neural filter located at the base of your brain that decides, every second, which information deserves conscious attention. Without this filter, you'd be bombarded by 11 million bits of information per second. Your conscious brain only processes about 40 bits. The RAS decides which 40 bits you'll see. And here's the part that changes everything. The criteria the RAS uses to filter isn't logical. It's energetic. Your emotional state, your dominant frequency, your subconscious identity, all of this programs the RAS. If your energetic state is in scarcity, the filter only lets through information that confirms scarcity. If your state is in abundance, the filter lets opportunities through. Same reality, different filters, completely opposite perceptions. Two people can be in the same room, in the same situation, looking at the same thing. One sees opportunity, the other sees nothing. Why? Different energetic states, different filters. Think about that person who always complains that there are never any opportunities. And you look at their life and see opportunities everywhere. They're not lying. They really aren't seeing them. Their energy filter, calibrated by years of programming in scarcity, is blocking that information before it reaches consciousness. It's not lack of attention. It's not lack of effort. It's an energy filter, literally making opportunities invisible to them. Now apply this to quantum physics. The observer effect says observation collapses possibilities into reality. You collapse what you observe. But here's the problem nobody mentions. Your observation isn't neutral. Your observation has already been pre-filtered by your energetic state. Before you observe something consciously, your energy filter has already decided what you can see. So you're not collapsing from an infinite field of possibilities. You're collapsing from an already limited field, filtered by your state. If your energy is in fear, you only observe and collapse realities aligned with fear. If your energy is in confidence, you observe and collapse realities aligned with confidence. The quantum field isn't denying you anything. Your filter is. Imagine for a moment that there's a perfect financial opportunity for you, waiting 6 feet away, literally right there. But your energy filter, calibrated to, I don't deserve it or money is hard, blocks that information. You look, but don't see. You walk past it, but don't notice, and then you say, There are no opportunities for me. The opportunity was there. Always was. But your filter betrayed you. It's like wearing sunglasses without knowing you're wearing them. You swear the world is dark, when really, it's the glasses. And the longer you wear those glasses, the more you confirm that the world is just like this, because you only see evidence filtered by your energy. Scarcity attracts more evidence of scarcity, not because the universe is cruel, but because your filter only lets through information that confirms scarcity, and the cycle perpetuates itself. Let's pause for a second. Tell me something. What reality do you think your filter is hiding from you right now? Drop it in the comments, because when you write it, you start to see it. Now think about how many times you've tried to change something in your life, tried to manifest something new, but kept seeing the same reality, and thought, it's not working, nothing changes. Maybe it did change, but your filter wouldn't let you see it. You were looking through the same glasses, same frequency, same filter, same limited perception. The betrayal here is deep, because you trust your eyes. You trust what you see. But what you see has already been edited, cut, limited before it reaches you. Your energy is showing you a reduced version of reality, and you think that version is all that exists. It's not. 99% is being blocked, and you don't even know it. But that's still not the deepest level of betrayal, because behind the filter, behind the signal you transmit, there's something controlling all of this without you knowing. An identity that was installed years ago, operating on autopilot, and it's running the show while you think you're in control. Now we get to the core of the problem, behind the wrong signal you transmit, behind the filter that hides reality from you. There's something deeper controlling everything, an identity, but not the identity you think you have. It's not who you believe you are when you look in the mirror or think about yourself. It's who you are energetically, at the subconscious level, and that identity was installed years ago, probably when you were between 0 and 7 years old. During that phase, your brain operates in theta waves, the same state as deep hypnosis. You were absorbing everything around you without a critical filter. Your parents' beliefs, family dynamics, repeated phrases, small traumas that seemed insignificant. Everything being recorded directly into the subconscious as absolute truth. And from those experiences, an identity was formed. I am unworthy. I am invisible. I am not enough. I am a burden. You never consciously chose that identity. It was installed, like software running in the background. And ever since, it's been running the show. Here's the critical difference. Conscious identity, what you think about yourself. Quantum identity, what you are energetically in the subconscious. And guess which one collapses reality? The quantum one. Always. Because quantum identity emits frequency at all times, automatically. It doesn't need permission. Doesn't need you to think about it. It simply transmits. And the quantum field responds to that transmission, not to your conscious thoughts. That's why you can affirm 1,000 times, I am abundant, I am prosperous, I deserve wealth. But if your subconscious identity, the one installed at age 5 when you saw your dad lose his job and panic, if that identity encoded, I'm not financially secure, guess which signal is being transmitted? The subconscious identities. And positive thinking won't fix it. Because conscious thought operates at 10% of your mental processing. Subconscious identity, 90%. It's not a fair competition. You're trying to change with 10% power, while 90% is pulling in the opposite direction. And here's what makes this even more complicated. That subconscious identity isn't just a passive belief. It has a defense system, a survival mechanism that protects its integrity at all costs. Think about it. For the subconscious, identity is survival. If you spent the first 7 years of your life being treated as invisible, as someone whose needs don't matter, your subconscious didn't just encode I am invisible. It encoded, invisibility is how I survive in this world. And any attempt to change that is interpreted as a threat to survival. So what happens when you try to stand out? When you try to be seen? When you try to take up space? Internal alarms go off. Anxiety with no apparent reason. Sabotage that seems to come out of nowhere. Because to the subconscious, you're violating the survival code. And it will fight to bring you back to the known pattern, even if that pattern is limiting, even if that pattern makes you unhappy. Because happiness isn't the subconscious's priority, survival is. And survival means staying the same as you've always been. This explains why real change is so difficult. It's not lack of discipline. It's not lack of motivation. It's that you're fighting against a defense system installed to protect the old identity. And that system is much stronger than your conscious will. Now you understand why nothing changes? It's not because you're not trying. It's not because the universe is against you. It's because there's an automatic identity operating below your consciousness. And it's in control. And the worst part, you don't even know it exists, because it's invisible to you. It operates in the subconscious, which by definition means below consciousness. You don't see the identity, you only see the effects. Stagnation, sabotage, repetitive cycles, and you think, why do I do this to myself? You don't. The installed identity does, automatically, without you realizing it. Look at how this shows up in real life. Someone offers you an incredible opportunity. Consciously, you want to accept it. But your body, your nervous system, reacts with discomfort, sweating, tension, urge to pull back. You think it's normal fear. It's not. It's your subconscious identity sending an alert signal. This isn't who I am. Danger. And what do? Sabotage. Make up an excuse. Postpone. Refuse. And then you think, why do I always do this? Because the automatic identity is protecting the self it knows, even if that self is limited. And there's more. That identity doesn't operate alone. It recruits your entire system to validate it. Your RAS, that filter we mentioned before, is programmed by the identity. If your identity says I'm not deserving, your filter will look for evidence of unworthiness everywhere, and it will find it. Not because the world is like that, but because you're specifically looking for it. Your body also collaborates. If your identity is I'm not safe, your nervous system will keep you in a constant state of alert. Chronic muscle tension, shallow breathing, hypervigilance, all to confirm. See, it's not safe. It's a closed system, self-reinforcing. The more the identity transmits, the more evidence it collects. The more evidence it collects, the stronger it gets. And the cycle continues, automatically, without you realizing it's running. Safety for the subconscious doesn't mean growth. It means familiarity. It means staying the same. So anything that threatens to change your identity will be rejected by the nervous system as dangerous, even if it's good for you. Especially if it's good for you. Because good means different. And different means I'm no longer who I was. And the installed identity doesn't want to die. That's the third form of betrayal. You're not in control. An old version of you, installed in childhood, is running your life on autopilot. And you're in the back seat thinking you're driving. But wait. Because we haven't reached the most devastating level of betrayal yet. What comes next is the reason you're stuck, even knowing all of this. It's the internal war happening inside you right this moment. And that war is what's canceling everything you try to create. Here's the truth that explains why you're stuck. You don't have one energy field. You have conflicting energy fields. And they're at war. Right this moment, inside you, there are two frequencies transmitting simultaneously. Conscious frequency, I want abundance. Subconscious frequency, abundance isn't safe. And both are being sent to the quantum field at the same time. What happens when two opposing waves collide? Destructive interference. They cancel each other out. In physics, when you have two waves of equal strength but in opposite directions, they literally destroy each other. The result? Nothing. Silence. Stagnation. And that's exactly what's happening in your life. You're creating and destroying simultaneously, manifesting and unraveling at the same time. It's like pressing the gas and brake together and wondering why the car doesn't move. It's not because the engine doesn't work. It's because you're stuck by opposing forces of equal intensity. Let me be more specific about the three types of conflict operating in you. First, mental emotional conflict. Your mind says, I want wealth. But your dominant emotion is fear of losing, fear of not being enough, fear of failing. Mind transmits one signal. Emotion transmits the opposite. Result, energetic standoff. Nothing moves. And this mental emotional conflict is more common than you think, because thought is fast, but emotion is deep. You can change a thought in seconds, but emotion is rooted in years of experience. It's connected to memories, traumas, established neural patterns, so you can think, I want success 1,000 times. But if every time you think that, an emotional wave of inadequacy rises from deep within, the quantum field receives both signals and gets confused. It's like sending one email saying yes and another saying no at the same time. What response do you expect? None, because you didn't give clear instruction. And that's exactly what's happening with your manifestation. Confused instruction generates confused result, or better, no result. Second, conscious-subconscious conflict. This is the most common one. Your conscious intention is crystal clear. You know exactly what you want. But your subconscious, programmed for decades, is sending a completely different message. And guess who wins? Always the subconscious. Why? Because it operates 90% of the time, while your consciousness operates 10%. It's a lost battle from the start. You can have all the mental clarity in the world, but if the subconscious program says otherwise, you're stuck. Third, body-mind conflict. Your mind declares, I'm ready for abundance. But your body, your nervous system, is screaming, danger, not safe. And here's the problem. The body transmits a stronger energetic signal than the mind. Why? Because energy isn't thought, it's physiological state, muscle tension, heart rate, breathing patterns, cortisol release. All of this is transmitting a signal to the field around you, and that body signal overrides any mental affirmation. You can repeat 1,000 times, I am at peace. But if your body is tense, contracted, in survival mode, the quantum field responds to the body, not the mind. And here's what most people don't understand. These three conflicts don't happen in isolation. They feed each other. Mental emotional conflict creates tension in the body. Tension in the body reinforces subconscious programming. Subconscious programming generates more mental emotional conflict. It's a loop, a vicious cycle that perpetuates itself. And the longer this cycle runs, the stronger it gets. Because each turn of the cycle reinforces the neural patterns. Each repetition solidifies the pathways, until you're no longer in occasional conflict. You're in constant conflict, and that becomes your base state, your starting point, your dominant frequency. Now think about what this means for manifestation. If conflict is your base state, every attempt to create something new starts from a place of internal division. You're not manifesting from a unified field. You're manifesting from a field split in half. And a split field has no directional power. It has power, yes, but it's being used to fight itself, not to create. It's like having a powerful engine, but the wheels spinning in opposite directions. Lots of noise, lots of effort, zero movement. Now put it all together. You have a mind wanting one thing, emotion feeling another, subconscious programmed in the opposite direction. body in a state of alert, and all transmitting different signals at the same time. What does the quantum field do with that? Nothing. Because it doesn't know which signal to follow. It's like two radio stations broadcasting on the same frequency. All you hear is static, interference, chaos. That's why manifestation fails for most people. It's not because the techniques don't work. It's not because the quantum field doesn't respond. It's because you're sending contradictory signals, and contradictory signals cancel each other out. Think about how many times you've tried to create something new, tried to manifest change, and felt like you were pushing against a wall. Maximum effort, minimum result. You thought you were doing something wrong. You weren't. You were at war with yourself. One part of you pushing forward, another part pushing back. And in the middle of that battle, you're paralyzed. This explains the feeling of being stuck without knowing why. It's not laziness. It's not lack of willpower. It's not lack of faith. It's internal energetic warfare. And as long as the war continues, you stay in the same place. Permanent standoff. Now you know. Your signal is wrong. Your filter is hiding reality. Your identity is on autopilot, and your energy is at war with itself. 4 forms of betrayal, operating 24 hours, without you noticing. And that's what most people don't want to hear. So what you need to understand now is, you're already controlling energy. You always have been. You've never stopped controlling it. The problem is, you're doing it unconsciously. And as long as you remain unconscious, you stay stuck. Think about everything you just saw. Your body transmits signals you didn't choose. Your perception filters reality before you see it. An identity programmed years ago runs your decisions without permission. And opposing energy fields are canceling everything you tried to create. This isn't theory, it's mechanics. It's what's happening now in this moment inside you. And from now on, you can't pretend you don't know, because seeing changes everything. When you finally see the signal you're transmitting, you can change it. When you recognize the filter you're using, you can switch it. When you identify the identity on autopilot, you can uninstall it. When you notice the internal war, you can end it. Seeing is the first step to taking back control. And you just saw. Now tell me something. Drop in the comments. What pattern in your life does this explain? That thing you've been trying to change for years but never can. That cycle that keeps repeating. What energetic signal do you realize you're transmitting without meaning to? I want to know. Because when you write it, you make it conscious. And consciousness is power. If this video changed your perspective on what's really holding you back, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel because the content here isn't superficial. It's deep, it's real, and it'll show you what nobody else is showing you. Now, you know how your energy is working against you. But what if you've already manifested the wrong thing? What if the reality you collapsed isn't the one you actually want? Most people think manifestation is permanent, that once it's collapsed, it's done. It's not. Everything that was created can be undone. And in the next video, you'll learn exactly how to reverse unwanted manifestations, how to undo the energetic fabric sustaining a reality you no longer want, how to cut quantum threads and free up space for something new to enter. It's not about fighting what you created. It's about consciously dismantling it to create again the right way. The video is already here on the channel. Click now. Because if your energy is sabotaging you, you need to know how to reverse what's already been done before trying to create something new. See you there.